Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching my edition of Dear Anybody. It's 8th of February today, supposedly 1999, when my dad, Jimmy Hodge, I'm his son Kevin, by the way, wrote a letter every day of the year in 1999 to mark the turn of the millennium, and Dad just tried to cull daily news and current affairs to give us the sort of pick of the crop. Today, three things really stand out. One is the lengths people will go to capture people on a boat. I'll tell you more in a moment. Johnny Depp figured in the news today, having spent a lot of money. Oprah Winfrey decided to give up her talk show when her current £60 million a year contract expired, and there was a PS about Tony Blair. So kicking off, taxpayers were landed with a bill for £200,000 in 1999, so bear that in mind. Obviously a lot more now, to take civil servants away on a cruise liner. How to communicate with each other better. Now, call me old-fashioned, but even today, 26 years later, we are still having debates about the efficacy, if you like, of training civil servants and quangos and special groups for this, that and the other. And 26 years ago, £200,000 on a cruise for civil servants to know how to communicate better. The reason being a captive audience. Now, of course, that would all be a bit odd today. We'd be doing it by Zoom or Teams or whatever it might be. As Dad said, it'd be nice if they could communicate with us sometimes. Civil servants, I think, work hard, if you want my opinion. But I do think they are a little bit gold-plated, big pensions, a very structured sort of hierarchy as far as promotion's concerned. And I'm reading a book about, it's called How Westminster Works and Why It Doesn't. And it's really quite sad, because the civil service really does seem endemically a bit odd compared to most other areas of work. He also revealed that Johnny Depp spent £11,000 on a bottle of red wine somewhere in London, and got a bit shirty with some photographers. And of course, 5 years later, he came a cropper, although came through a sort of lawsuit unscathed, I think, and quite well. He said the wine was a 1978 Romance Conti Red Burgundy. Wouldn't have a clue. Tell us if you know what that is. They said, Dad said, it makes my 3-litre box of red plonk at £10.49 at Asda. Not bad price. Chat show queen Oprah Winfrey said she would give up her £60 million a year chat show. Bear in mind, 1999. And she was saying that because she felt it was just a ratings chase, and people were doing more and more outrageous things, and not long before perhaps sex acts or murder would be portrayed on reality shows. And I don't think that's really happened, but having watched the odd episode of Love Island, I think one of those has come very near. It just shows you that really things haven't changed, and now we have all sorts of celebrity type programs. So I'm not sure whether we've moved on, gone backwards, or got better. I'll leave you to decide. And the PS today, it said, in a survey described in The Sun today as amazing, Prime Minister Tony Blair was voted as Britain's #1, wait for it, spiritual leader. Now, I wonder, as there's a vacancy for the Archbishop of Canterbury at the moment, whether he might be in the frame. But back then, he had left the Archbishop of Canterbury in second place. Not quite sure who it might have been. Rowan, maybe then, I don't know. But it says, who are the people placing their votes in such surveys? No one with a clipboard ever stops me and asks for my opinion. Not sure my dad did a lot of walking round at that time. He might have done. I think he went straight to work, came straight home. Not sure my dad was the sort of person to amble along high streets, so he probably didn't get stopped, and he certainly wouldn't have had many surveys, I think, online. Perhaps they're only looking for twits. I'm not sure quite what my dad meant by that, but perhaps he didn't have a very strong opinion of Mr. Blair. But if you're watching, Tony, back in 99, you were voted as #1 spiritual leader in Britain. So get your nominations in for Archbishop of Canterbury pretty soon. And if you're around, do drop me a line, comment. Love to hear from you. That's it for today, 8th of February. I'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for listening. And there you go.